everyone. I hope you had a good weekend. I'm going to go over what's coming up in our third week of our summer class here. So let me pull up week 3. And if you just look at our schedule this week, you can see that it's pretty straightforward in that you're mainly working on research logs and peer responses to those research logs. So basically, main thing we are doing this week is accumulating slowly some of the sources that you'll have for your reader's guide. Okay, so again, the purpose of doing the research log is to slow down the research process so that you are not finding your sources all in one day. And so you're finding them bit by bit, day by day, but also using each source to kind of lead you to the next source, which is the way that research is ideally supposed to happen. You're not supposed to just go out and collect all your sources at once. So it's extremely important that you keep up with each research log and peer review that is due for that day so that you don't get behind, and so that you get a good experience of the research process that should not be stressful and should allow you to focus on each research log one at a time and not feel like you're trying to gather a ton of sources at once. So again, the week 3 overview here is the same as what we were just looking at. So you should have set up your research log document from last week on Friday. And you should have done that in your research and writing group folder that I sent you access to, and that you can access if you go to your Google Drive and click on Shared with Me. So you do not need to share that document with me or anybody else. Just by having it in that shared folder, it's automatically shared with your group members. Okay, so for Research Log 1, you will just open up that document. You do not need to start a new document. You're just going to continue to add each research log to that one research log document. So for each research log, I tell you exactly where you need to be looking for your source. So please make sure that you consult this text box that you'll see in each research log as to where you should be finding your source and how many sources you should be finding. So for this first source, you will choose an article that we have not already read in our textbook, Bad Ideas About Writing. And this can be anything that you think adds to your understanding of your topic in some way. So many of you may not find something that hits your topic right on the nose, and that's fine. That's often a good sign. You're looking for a source that comes at your topic from an interesting angle or helps you understand some aspect of your topic. So keep your mind open when looking at the titles in our textbook for anything that you can see, you as the editor could see as a connection between your topic and that article that you think it might help you understand something about your topic. Okay, so I'm not going to walk through every single step here, but I want to point out that every single step is explained for you for the research logs in terms of what should be, what kind of headings you should use for each section of the research log and exactly what you should put in each section. So there is no mystery involved in putting together the research logs. It's all laid out for you here. I have just highlighted things in these colors just to help with the directions, but you should not add those colors to your document. I don't ask you to add those colors to your document. I just have them that way to break up and to help you see the different headings in the instructions here. Okay, so you're starting all of this under the heading 1 that you set up last time that says overview. You want to have under that heading a sentence or two that helps us understand what the topic that you're researching. You can simply write your guiding question there. And then you can see heading 1, you'll put research log. Heading 2, an abbreviated title of the first of the source that you have found for this research log. And then heading 3, which is a summary, and you're going to do that according to the instructions in that summarizing studio. And heading 3 also for key terms. So you want to have a key term that seems like kind of specialized language to the conversation around your topic, things that experts would be familiar with, but the general public may not. So you want to have the key term and a definition in your own words. And then you have a heading 2 that says editor's commentary. So you can say anything that you would like about your source. I suggest you respond to some of these questions. You would not be able to respond to all of them. Your commentary should be around 200 words. And then you'll want to update your table of contents. Okay, so this is really important. You'll want to go back up to the table of contents. And if you hover over and click on it, you should see this refresh button. Do that. And your table of contents will refresh itself to include any of the headings that you've included. Okay, so you can see my reasoning for the for different headings so that there's a hierarchy of your headings here. And so this is basically similar to what you should see when you update your table of contents. So this would be, these are heading 1s, and then heading 2, heading 3, and then heading 2. And then to turn in, this is very important, to turn in each research log, you will do the same thing. And you will turn in a link from the table of contents. So in your table of contents, if you click on Research Log 1, you will have this pop up, and you will click Copy Link. And so you will need to submit that link. That will take me directly to Research Log 1. And so you will submit that right there. Okay, so just the website URL is all you need to submit. Okay, so again, all of the instructions that you need for each research log are self-contained there. This studio teaches you probably a different perspective on peer review than you have had in the past, and it lays the foundation for how we are going to do peer review in this class, so it's an important studio as well. So again, that's required for my 1104 students. 1103 students, I suggest that you take a look at it so you have an idea of how we are approaching peer review in the class. And then on Tuesday, you're going to do a peer response to Research Log 1. So you'll go into your group's Google folder, and whoever has their research log there, you'll want to look over what they have for Research Log 1. And you're going to use the comments feature for Google. So it's basically you highlight a word and a little text box appears for you to add a comment. And that's how you'll use the comments function. That's how you'll leave your peer response. So you won't be turning in anything to Canvas for the peer response. So you'll want to comment on their summaries and on their editor's commentary and anything else that you see that you want to comment on. Keep in mind that at the end of our term, your group members will be doing an evaluation of each group member's engagement in the peer review process. So you'll want to be involved in each peer review process so that you're contributing to your group. All right. So each of the upcoming research logs is set up similar to, exactly the same as Research Log 1 in terms of what you're including. The difference is that in Research Log 2, you're finding 2 sources. And again, you can see I'm having you look in different places for your sources. So these are places you probably are not used to looking. So you'll choose 2 sources from these Writing Studies journals. So these are all journals that have scholarly articles about the Writing Studies field. Okay, so you'll need to pick two. Make sure you're picking each from different journals. So if you pick one from Caros, you'll want to look in a different one of these for your second source. And then for your research log, you'll have, you'll do the first source first, then heading 2 for your second source, summary key terms, and then your editor's commentary will talk about both sources at once. Okay, so you do not need to do 2 editor's commentaries, just one. And then again, you're updating your table of contents and submitting the link from the table of contents. All right. So we're getting into a pattern here where you're doing a peer response and a new research log each day. Research log 3, you again will be looking in a new place. So for Wednesday, you'll find a TED Talk and an article in the Atlantic. And again, the rest of the directions are the same. And then on Thursday, you are finding a source using Google Scholar. And then the second source will be to find an in-depth news article using any well-known news source. Okay. And then we're going up to research log 4 this week. Okay. And the composing processes studio, this is actually due on Friday. I'll have to add a header there, but the studio for composing processes will be the only thing due on Friday for 1104 students. And again, for 1103 students, that's optional, but it will help understand how you're going to be drafting the upcoming editor's intro next week. All right, so again, we're focusing just on accumulating really good in-depth sources through the research logs this week, and also looking at what your group members are doing and commenting on there as well. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions. Also, I have looked over your choose a research topic forum at the guiding questions that you proposed, and they're all looking good. If there was an issue with your question, I left a comment that it may need to be revised, so please make sure that you're checking that forum. I did that on Saturday morning, so you could reconsider if you need to with your question. All right, have a good week, everybody.